What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going over a wish list of what I personally would like to add to Subnautica myself. Much like Aki and his Call of the Void projects, these ideas would all require the assistance of experienced modders, but a few of these concepts I have spent some time working on and even collaborated with someone else, and can assure you that they will at some point be added to the game. Let's go over the details of each one and what it would take to actually have it implemented into Subnautica. So let's get started. So a couple of months ago, I talked to someone that goes by the name IceSpecialist, and he says that he is a Patreon for the Call of the Void mod and was looking for an artist to perfect an idea that he had for a Leviathan to be added as a Call of the Void shard to the game. So we brainstormed some ideas, and he's basically wanting to make a reefback but with crystals and tentacles that can attack the player from the top and possibly even the bottom. These are the concept art drawings I made for him. This Leviathan would have floaters attached to it to confuse the player into thinking it's just a regular void island. These crystals on the creature's back would be a resource that the player would need to collect, and since you're looking at a 50-50 chance of it being either a legitimate island or a Leviathan, then the player is taking a major risk to collect these crystals. Flora, such as the blood kelp, would grow on its back, and possibly even flora from other biomes to create alternative versions. In my first set of concepts, I gave the creature a crab-like mouth and features more similar to a regular reefback, but IceSpecialist said that he preferred the Void Island camouflage idea to give the player a major jump scare. Let us both know what you think of this idea in the comments. A while back, I was experimenting with different textures for the Reaper Leviathan. I created the Zombie Reaper texture, and a Reddit user gave me the idea to make a glowing green Ion Reaper. I do know how to add glowing textures, but I couldn't find a way to add light emission to a texture that doesn't already emit light, such as the kelp seeds, for example. So I wasn't satisfied with the way that it looked. Then I got the idea to use a program called Asset Ripper. I downloaded the existing 3D model of both the Reaper and Ion cubes, and to get some Blender practice in and reshape it. After many Blender tutorials and literally hundreds of hours, no, I'm quite serious, this is what I came up with. I have incorporated some other free models into this as well, made the body semi-transparent like a Ghost Leviathan, and I plan to use this in one of my Subnautica Nightmare Story Series videos, like as a boss fight. By the way, here's a link to that video if you haven't seen it. Lore-wise, it is a precursor-made bioweapon, much like the Warpers, but designed to seek out a different version of the Kara. Except this thing will utilize the alien rifle laser technology, and it will emit radiation on its own while using the ion-infused cubes in its body to generate power. So be sure to put that radiation suit back on. It uses Sea Glide-like fans for increased speed and has a cyborg-like body. I used the models of existing human and some fish organs to create a realistic and unique appearance. This model is still not complete, however. I plan to widen the mouth, finish the throat, remove the teeth, and add more drops of blobby goo like around his body for added textures. I, of course, will need someone to help me implement this into the game, to make animations, and I might possibly have to remove a few things because, I'm going to be honest, loading this sucker on Blender really lags my computer. But overall, let me know what you guys think. I've already mentioned this before on my channel, but I have made a few updates to my Cold Nautica idea. The overall idea is to change up all creature textures to give them a lighter blue or purple appearance as though they were from Subnautica Below Zero. But it doesn't stop there. I'm also adding snow and ice textures to the plants and even rocks on the beach. I changed the colors to the kelp zone and the mushroom biome as well. The problem I ran into, however, was that terrain textures could not be changed. So some of that green or red grass couldn't be turned into blue. Now, there is a mod in the works called Oh the Places You'll Go, making biomes much easier. It's in the Subnautica modding Discord server that, according to them, would allow custom terrain textures. However, this mod is still very much in the beginning phase, and for now, my only option is to load up each chunk into Terrain Editor and choose an alternative look like a dark gray or light blue to give the resemblance of a cold biome. My future goals for this mod are to eventually add floating icebergs, ice textures to every surface, and possibly a modified version of the Epic Weather mod that drops hail or ice instead of just rain. The cool thing about the weather mod, pun intended, is that it allows color change of the atmosphere and water surface. So using this mod, and possibly a command that sets the color on game startup, could be an easy way to give the world an icy Arctic appearance. So those of you that know me know I'm obsessed with a video game called Blaster Master. This was an NES game back in the 1980s. It's been for PlayStation, Sega, even the Wii. There have been many continuations to it. But in the original game, you're exploring underground caves, alien worlds, and yes, even alien oceans. I spent a lot of time playing this game as a kid, and it brings back a lot of memories for me. When I first started playing Subnautica, I remember thinking, man, I wished Sunsoft and Unknown Worlds would team up and make a collaboration. Well, thanks to the power of mods, I've brainstormed a few cool ideas that could be added to the game. And I never would have even considered attempting this until I saw the Subnautica mod. Adding a tank to the game? Well, it's time to add another one. I've spoken with a lot of the vehicle modders, and I know that Blizzard and a few of the others are always looking for new projects. I found a few Sophia, and that's the name of the tank, 3D models online. Sadly, this one, which is the best one out there, is not available for download. It makes me really angry because you can't even pay for it. I don't know why people upload this and not even have an option to pay for it or download it. All I can do is look at it, but I did find a few more. I guess I would have to carve out a cockpit for the player since these are solid models. Anyways, my overall idea was to mimic the beginning of the original game. In this case, you will start off chasing a small frog on the island and fall down a large hole that I could create using the terrain editor. Of course, a modder would have to help with the frog. In this pit, you will find Sophia the tank and be able to pilot it out into the ocean. But see, here's the catch. Once you land into the water, the tank will just sink. Just like in the original game, you have to beat the crab boss in level 5 to obtain the propeller for your tank to maneuver through the water. So this is the part where I would have to pay and commission a modder to add a large crab into the game, which wouldn't be easy. And then once you beat it, you would find the propeller upgrade underneath its lair. But how would you beat it? Well, see, this part is kind of funny. You see, in the original game, once your gun is fully powered up, it has this rainbow particle effect. Once I saw the Among Us mod made by Eldritch, I instantly got an idea. All I would have to do is ask Eldritch or Snom to edit the wand and make it a gun, and then the Among Us could shoot out in a circular pattern to mimic the particle effects from the original game. Maybe a blur effect could be added to distort the little Among Us critters, that way you can't see what they are. I don't know. Who cares? They would look cool either way. But all of this added together would make a super cool mod. Wouldn't you agree? So what do you guys think of my ideas? I have several more ideas that I would love to cover in another video, but these were ones that have a higher chance of actually making it into the game. If you want, send me your own ideas and I'll make another video talking about them in detail. Plenty of modders watch my channel, and believe me, they are looking for new ideas. So let me know what you all think in the comments, and if you have any suggestions, peace out.